Boom. A boom. Hey, the album dropped. Boom. That's what this is about, really, right? Like I dropped my album, right? First of all, hello. It's Coop Sticks. Nice to see you. Welcome to my home, where I've been cooped up. Oh, cooped up. Funny you should mention that. Speaking of cooped up, my album dropped called Cooped Up, the quarantine tape. That's what this is about. First, the business side of the whole thing is it's on Bandcamp. You can go buy it. I appreciate those of you that have bought it. As always, I'm more and more overwhelmed with the type of support I get when I drop my music. And so to y'all that have bought it already, I appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying it, please do. It supports me, the artist, because for y'all who want to stream it and have been knocking on my door and asked, a lot of people ask this question: why didn't you drop it on streaming platform as well as selling it? It's coming January 13th. Check out my tight Mike Evans pewter jersey. Styling on them. We used to have such trash jerseys. Now we got so fire jersey and we in the playoffs, bitch. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. Anyways, it's going to drop on streaming. But here's the thing, bro. We get paid as artists, and maybe we need to put this out in the universe so we can change the energy in 2021. We get paid like less than a penny per stream, right? And so whilst I appreciate the fact, and I know that I need to be in this device so I can be in your pocket at all times so we can funk together whenever, while I appreciate and understand that, at the same time, as an artist, and you know, hip hop and rap music is an art, is no different from any other type of art that you consume. And so as an artist, you know, I feel I put my time, my effort, my money into producing a product. It's only fair if I ask for a little bit of support monetarily on that end. And yo, if you can't afford it, no sweat. If you just want to stream it, no sweat. But if you want to support, I really do appreciate it if you buy the album. It really helps a lot. And it keeps me doing the music thing. But anyways, you do get 3 free streams on the Bandcamp, right? If you don't want to buy it or you can't buy it yet. So plan out your time from now until January 13th of those 3 streams so you can fall to it. And then it's going to be on Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, fucking Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Play, Pandora, you name it, it'll be on there for your consumption. And then, yeah, we got visuals coming that we're going to plan around the drop on the streaming platforms. And that's going to hit you in the face, and we're going to keep it rolling. And then we're plotting and scheming, moving forward on how we're going to get you even more funks and come funk with you, hopefully, in a world that isn't fucking ending, right? Which, you know, to transition, right? Because the reason we're here is I asked y'all to ask me some questions. Y'all asked me some questions, right? Because y'all been bothering me about the album. And yo, I said bother, but it's real cool that you actually bothering me. Like for most of my music career, there has been, you know, minimal hype when I drop music. Now that there's people bothering me around the world, like, yo, when the fuck is your album going to come out? It's kind of part of like the dream. Like it's on the path to like where you want to go, is like people bother you about when you're dropping your new album when it's not fully ready yet, you know? And that's tight. So when I say bother, I love it. I love it to death when y'all bother me. Keep bothering me. Keep reminding me that you want the funk. It's motivation and inspiration to keep on making the funk for y'all so we can funk together forever, right? But anyways, y'all ask me some questions, right? Because y'all been bothering me. I said, you know, let me let them ask me some questions. And I was real smart cookie, right? I was like, I'm going to write down the questions. I'm going to write down who the question's from. I'm going to shout them out. But then your boy wrote down the questions and he didn't write down the usernames or the people they came from. But 2 of the questions I know where they came from, because you motherfuckers I know personally and you stupid assholes, but I'm going to flip it on you. And it's all good. But anyways, I have your questions, right? And the perfect place to start, because we were talking about the world being on fire, right? And my world's on fire. How about yours? These 2 questions code. I'm gonna put them together. How long did it take you to produce it? And then what inspired you to make it? All right. So let's rewind to beginning of quarantine, right? This is in March, right? And so I dropped Stu Coop's physical copies listening party in November. and then probably dropped it streaming in December, I think, probably maybe a little later at the end of November. So I had just dropped music within the last 2-3 months. And so I really wasn't thinking forward about making new music really. Obviously in the background, you're always working on stuff, songs, shit like that, writing. You know, you got to keep your craft sharp. But I wasn't really planning on like, oh, what's the next one yet? It's kind of just recording stuff here and there or whatever, writing stuff. Because when I dropped Stu Coops and like I got my like game up a little bit on how to promote myself and like put my music out there professionally, I started to pick up fans, and like it's wild how many all over in Europe be fucking with me. It's real cool. And so we were gonna go Paris, Bordeaux, Marseille, Munich, and then up to London. Maybe we're gonna hit another town in Germany. I can't remember. And then up to London and do shows in the summer, and also go watch the Euros because it was gonna be all around, you know, Europe, which would be tight. And then obviously Corona happens. And so when international travel is getting shut down and countries are shutting down, and you know, you're listening to the experts, they're like, this is gonna probably be a while. I hope everyone's ready. I got real bummed, you know, because like we're stuck inside. There's nothing you can do really. I had these grand plans, me and my homies, to go over and do shows in Europe, which is like, again, like on the path of the dream. It's on the path, right? Like having people really funk into your shit in a city that's not even your hometown, or even close to your hometown, or even you know, next to the same ocean as your hometown. No, I'm going to try to say funk is somewhere across the ocean where people funk. That's part of the path to the dream, right? And so, and then do the Euros, like, oh, like, look, you see, like, it's my shit. The soccer's my shit, you see, right? And like, boom, it crashes down, right? And it's like, damn, man, fuck. And so, because I wasn't thinking about making any new music, and because all seemingly my dreams had been shattered, I was really unmotivated and uninspired to like make music at that point in time. And I'm over at the zoo one day, and listen, you got to have homies in your life that tell you the right shit at the right time to motivate you to be great and do what you're great at. And I'm over at the studio, and you know, my homie Zoo, he could tell when I need that little kickstart, you know, a little jetpack, a little battery in the back, as they say. And he was like, look, man, like, why don't you do an album? Like, why don't you do a project in quarantine? He's like, I know you can, when you like focus on it and like really, you can just flip, like, churn songs out. So turn the switch on, bro. Think about it like that. And like kind of the perspective, like, you know what? Oh shit. You like, you know what? If this is like a perfect opportunity, if you're creative, not even just if you're like a rapper or like a musician, but like if you're a painter or a writer, like it, like as much as it is a drag and you need like human interaction as like a muse to feel yourself artistically sometimes, at the same time, this is a perfect opportunity to insulate yourself and create and really work on your craft. And so that conversation and like the idea, like, let's do a quarantine tape, like flip the switch in my head where I was like, all right, now I'm in creation mode. And so that was like in March. And so from like March until, I would say, religiously until like the end of April, maybe beginning of May, it was like I would write like 2-3 songs a week and then go to the studio at the beginning of the next week, record those, and then, you know, start the next ones, and then come in like Monday, Tuesday, record those. And we got up to like 12, 11 songs by the beginning of May, I would say. And listening to through like the rough drafts and stuff, I was like, you know what? It needs a little more thump to it, a little more funk. You know what I mean? Because if you listen to the album, you'll see there's like a definite like vibe switch up in there, and there wasn't enough of this type of vibe to counterbalance the other type of vibe, which we'll talk about with someone else's question. But anyways, and so then I think maybe around May, we got those 2 more funks on there. Zooting and Smoke, by the way. Those 2. That's why they're paired up too on the album. I heard those beats, wrote them real quick. I'm like, yep, here we go. This fits in perfectly here. Got those together. Then from like, you know, May, June-ish till July, mixing them. Zootaroo mixed them. and then got them mastered and got them back in August, man. Had them since August, right? Sitting on these things for a quarter of the year. We sit on them for a quarter and then we let it go. But we want, like I said, we wanted to have the right shit set up. But yeah, I mean, that was the inspiration, and how long it took to produce it was for the inspiration was my homie just let me know, like, yo, this is an opportunity, bro, make some dope shit. So I did that, and it took about 6 months, 7 months to fully create it. And yeah, I mean, so I'll just transition there. Someone asked, like, is this a concept album? And it isn't really a concept album per se. What it is, though, I think, is an honest reflection of what we all went through at the very beginning of quarantine. Like, at the beginning of like lockdown, there was like this weird, like, childish excitement among some people that being like, oh, this is like a cool, like, little mini vacation shit for a couple of weeks, huh? Just chill in the house, like, get fucked up and play video games and watch movies, and damn, right? And so at the beginning of it, you kind of have this different energy. But then as we got deeper into it, it got a little bit more introspective and reflective. And yeah, you were forced to like look at some things about yourself. Otherwise, just continue to get fucked up and ignore it. But anyways, that all aside, we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, it's not a concept album per se. Like it's not like, oh, like there's like a clear, vivid story to it. But I do think the flow of it is it followed kind of the way I went through quarantine and experienced quarantine, and like the emotions and the feelings of exacerbation and also of intense like self-indulgence, because you're stuck by yourself. You gotta soak yourself up and love yourself, otherwise you're going crazy, man. But anyways, I said I was going to transition real quick, talk about some of that dark shit, but someone asked what my favorite thing to rap about, and like my favorite part about making it. I'll put those two together. Yeah, I mean, my favorite part about it was that it allowed me in this moment, because I think, aside from being like a rapper or musician or creative, as a human being, all of us, when you were forced to sit in lockdown, quarantine, isolation, self-reflect, introspect a little bit, it got a little dark, bro. And I think a lot of times people always have something to look forward to like distract themselves from properly unpacking the shit they need to in their past. And so when lockdown happens, like, the going to Europe thing, you can't think about like, oh, what's going on like this summer. And then like after that, you got to be like, oh, there's nothing happening. And it kind of forces you, maybe even subconsciously, to turn backwards and kind of unpack some shit that maybe you need to unpack. And like, granted, you do want to continually walk away from, the baggage of your past, but you got to unpack it first, bro. You can't just leave the baggage there unpacked, because there's some emotional healing in that shit that you need to bring along with you. So you got to unpack it. And I think a lot of people, people got fucked up during quarantine because they started to have to look back. And for me, my favorite part about making this and my favorite thing to rap about is always like, the favorite part about making this was it allowed me to healthily, creatively process those emotions and like go back and unpack shit and like deal with the intense emotional swings of quarantine that I think people still go through. And that was cool, man. That's like, that was much needed. And that's, it's part of the reason why I love rapping or I love making music, is it allows me to do that, is like unpack those things. And it's like therapy, for myself personally. But yeah, and that's my favorite thing to rap about, bro, is the fucked up shit going on in my mind. Listen, I like to rap about life, bro. And the only perspective of which I can view life through with true honesty and authenticity is my own perspective. And so my favorite thing to rap about is my own perspective on things. Sometimes, I recently I like to spread the idea of we, which is like we all got to come together and fix this fucked up situation we're in, which manifests itself in global wide pandemics. But hey, that's a topic for another day. That's a topic for yourself and your own brain when you listen to some of the funks. All right. But yeah, and then the main favorite thing to rap about is the lessons I've learned myself that I think maybe I can impart some wisdom on. You know, when I was a young whippersnapper, dropping mixtapes here and there, it was a lot of bars and punchlines, and I like doing that, and that's fun, and I can get funky to that. But I've found a comfort, and I found my voice in expressing and reflecting and introspecting on my own life experiences and the lessons I've learned. And oftentimes the lessons I even need to reteach myself by listening to myself in these songs sometimes. And so, yeah, that's my favorite thing to rap about. And that was my favorite part about making the album was that, yeah, I mean, quarantine is an intense time to fucking be on your own and be forced to kind of look at those like past issues you have, or even current issues, or the emotions you're going through, and unpack it properly and healthily. It's tough for people to do. But anyways, moving on and moving forward, how'd you come up with the name, right? And the motherfucker that asked this is my friend Jazz, because Jazz, yes, we had a conversation. I want to talk to Jazz specifically here, and y'all can listen in, right? Jazz, I'm talking to you, right, motherfucker? Yes, you probably were the first person to articulate the words "cooped up" exactly as for like the name of the album. However, it was probably up in there already, you know, but I'll give you credit. You said it first. It clicked, and I said, yup. But I so remember having a conversation about it, and I think that's why it's clicked, because it was like deja vu, but whatever. You said it first. However, I want to make it clear, and this gives me an opportunity to talk about the artwork. The homie Offlit Designs did the artwork. I do believe I found him on Reddit. Reddit's a resource. Go use it, motherfuckers. And yeah, he made dope artwork, took some input, and, you know, mainly it was his own inspiration. The only things I really asked was to put me in it and to have Ellie in it. And other than that, you know, he put the Biggie album in the background and the Idea album on the ground, which I thought was, you know, honestly, I didn't tell him to put like those albums up. But the Idea album, especially, that's on the ground at my feet, the Firstborn album, is a very influential album in my life. And I will talk about that later in a second. But yeah, this motherfucker Jazz, by the way, so Offlet Design made the cover. It's dope. There's little Easter eggs in there, right? Hit him up if you need work. He's tagged on the album cover on my Instagram. I'll tag him in whatever post I make with this, so y'all can hit him up if you need artwork done. But anyways, this motherfucker Jazz, as well, saying that the album should be called Cooped Up, said that I should be parachuting out of the sky, and the parachute should be a mask. And quite clearly, what we came up with is better than that. And that idea, quite clearly, Hall of Fame bad ideas. I love you, and hey, Cooped Up, you have that. However, if you're gonna send me emojis like this, like asking how'd you come up with the name, I'm gonna tell everyone you wanted parachute mask, right? And I'm sure there's gonna be people like parachute mask sounds kind of fucking tight. And you know what? You guys can use that idea if you want to. Personally, for me, not the vibe. So so everyone knows, first of all, Offlit Designs, hit them up. Secondly, Jazz, though you may have put together the pieces of Cooped Up in my brain for me for the name, your album artwork idea was suspect at best. Terrible, horrendous, at not even the worst. I don't even know what the worst could be. I don't even want to take it there. So someone asked this question, and I wrote it down word for word because it's a fucking awesome question. He asked, where do you draw inspirations from? That's the question. And then he wrote, style so unique with the pizzazz of many genres. Now, before we get there and kind of wind up this little podcast where you guys ask me questions, I think that's it. I'm going to read them again just in case. Oh, okay. No, there's another one. Sorry. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up though. But I'm going to ask this question before we answer that one, because remember I said there's two questions where I know who you motherfuckers are, because I'm going to fucking hold you accountable. James asked, how could you shit on a classic like 24s like that? Well, James, the thing is I don't think I shit on it, okay? I think I made it kind of funky, bro. And you know what? I'm glad you recognized where the song was from. And so Ooh, to transition, fuck you, James. Transition from fuck you, James, to where do I draw inspirations from? You hit the nail on the head with like the whole listening to a whole bunch of different genres. Definitely in my life. Recently, a lot of reggae music. I took a sabbatical. I don't even know that's a proper term. I took like a 6-month period of my life, maybe like a year ago now, to just listen to like classic rock. Like 60s, 70s, some 50s, like the Grateful Dead, like the Doors, like the Beatles. I finally like really got into the Beatles catalog. What's his name? The guy, the Louisville to Liverpool guy. Oh God, how can I not remember? It's Chuck Berry. Even like Ray Charles and stuff. Like, people talk about like, oh yeah, man, you got to listen to Jimi Hendrix. You got to listen to Led Zeppelin. And I've always been so like hip hop focused that I've only scratched the surface on like the necessary music that you have to listen to if you're really like an artist. And so I decided like, yeah, let's go listen to it and study it from like a lyrical aspect and like kind of look at it objectively and be like, what's working here? Why do people like this shit? But also like just taking like, damn, you know what? Oh, I can see like the progression of how different noises came, whatever. So inspiration from that recently. As far as like rappers and hip hop groups I looked up to, like Idea was massive when I was growing up. Atmosphere. A lot of the Rhymesayers guys, Murs, I don't think he's on Rhymesayers anymore. I think he's on Strange Music with Tech Nine. I listened to Tech Nine growing up. I was really into Tupac's vibe. Like I listened to Tupac's music at a young age and then like learned about Tupac and then grew up and like kind of understood his vibe a little bit more and was like, oh, that's dope. Biggie Smalls though, I like his flow, grew up on that a lot. Outkast taught me a lot. And then like recently I've drawn a lot of inspiration from cats like Kendrick and J. Cole who can like use like, it's all about aesthetics. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And so I've learned a lot from artists like that who are like, I always said like trick the audience, but really it's just being funkier with knowledge, right? Like a lot of old hip hop heads like to go like real rap is like and you got to talk that shit, and like they can't understand how like even mumble rap could actually be intellectual and like it's and so like maybe we can mumble rap like intelligence and like sneak it in there. The song that kind of like taught me that the most was, and I always talk about, is like Swimming Pools by Kendrick Lamar. I think is like a genius song because he figured out how to make a club anthem that basically is roasting the club life. And like people were in the clubs, like getting fucked up and like, yeah, pour up, drank, while being like the exact person that Kendrick Lamar was like reflecting upon and like trying to speak about in the song, which I just think is like a different level of like artistry. And so I drew inspiration from that, and really like with my homie Zoo being like, yo, you can write fucking bars and lyrics and like that's not the issue, but you got to be funky. And like, yeah, you're right. So those cats like J. Cole, Kendrick, newer, like even like No Name, she's got like an interesting like little sound to it or whatever. And like, it's not so much like rapping anymore. It's like being an instrument yourself, not just saying the words, but like being artistic with the way that you say it. Which, speaking of like Eminem, with all like the swerve rhyming, obviously, like look at me, I listen to Eminem, bro. If you go listen to all my earlier mixtapes, it's Eminem influenced. But I do pride myself in touching on different genres than just rap and hip hop. I feel like I did a lot of good listening growing up. I'm just trying to think of people I listen to a lot. Most Def, Immortal Technique, The Roots. And the thing is, back to the 24s, motherfucking James. The reason I like to put, and if you listen to my music, it's all over the place. I like to put little shout outs to people like Wu-Tang, Atmosphere, Outkast, that really influenced the artist that I am, the rapper that I am. And yeah, I think if you listen to this album, there's a better reflection of my influences outside of rap, not just in rap. I'm very proud of some of the songs on there and what I was able to do. Some stuff that I'd be like, even like 3 or 4 years ago, like, I don't even know if I could ever do something like that. But finding your own voice and sound and being able to do it. And And I think, you know, I benefit from that because, you know, not to toot my own horn, but toot motherfucker, I feel like I got a sound. It's unique. I don't feel like you're gonna listen to one of my songs and be like, oh wait, is that? I don't think that happens anymore. When I was younger, I got a lot of Atmosphere. I got a lot of Eminem. Like, oh, you're the next, or you sound like a lot. And nowadays, people just listen to it and go, damn, that's kind of cool. And so, yeah. And like, if you're an up and coming artist, like, yeah, I mean, the more you listen to, it's all just art, man. It's all just art. And you can take inspiration from it and learn from it, man, and spin it in your own way. The last question was right here. And it's when are you coming to Europe? Listen, man, when this I want to go to Europe so bad, man. I'm going to do shows and then go to soccer games and then do shows and then go to soccer games, bro. And get more scarves from my fucking scarf wall. And go see the fucking Reds. Go on, lads. But yeah, man, you know, once this shit is fucked up, a blessing in disguise is that I feel like now that I got a little bit more knowledge and savvy to me and how to put my music out there, I feel like I'm in a position now. I got a new album. Now, if I go over to Europe, whenever that happens, we're not just going to be funking the stoop coops and new, or chilling, bruh. It's going to be cooped up as well. And whatever I can, you know, easy dubs, the singles we're going to put out as well. And we'll have more to vibe to and hopefully more people to vibe with. And so, you know, as soon as this world stops burning down around us, yeah, man, I'm going to try to get over there and funk with y'all. Cause like I said, man, it's surreal that people across the notion are bumping my music and are like, yo, bro, I need to see you in the flesh on stage doing it live. And bro, I love killing a stage. And yeah, man, part of that dream is like, you know, breaking out of your little area where you've been performing and going out into the wide world. And that's the wide world, bro. So I'm coming, bro. It was Paris, Marseille, Bordeaux, and Munich, and then London. So here's the dealio, bro. If I can get like 30 people that listen to a song in a city, I can maybe do a show there. You know what I mean? So it's on y'all. Y'all want me to come to your city, spread the fucking funk until they won't. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for bothering me. Thanks for the support. Thanks for buying the album. Thanks for being pissed off that it's not on streaming platforms yet. Thanks for watching my stupid shit on Instagram. Thanks for watching my stupid shit on YouTube. Thanks for watching my dope ass music videos. Thanks for listening to the funks, whatever way you do. I appreciate it. It's surreal sometimes to think that I'm even at this point. I know to some people, my numbers of fans and listens, or maybe, you know, whatever is not like, but for me, it's like way farther than I've ever been. And so it's tight. We're going to keep moving forward. I don't know what's planned in the future. We're living in the now. We will be coming to Europe, cooped up. It's on Bandcamp. Look up Acoustics on Bandcamp, ACOUPSTIX. Follow the link in my Instagram bio to get there. It's the first link once you click on the link tree. You get 3 free streams. I believe the price is set at $10, or you can pay more if you want to. Otherwise, it drops January 13th on streaming platforms, and we will be funking together. I always appreciate the love y'all give me. Enjoy the album. Let me know what you think. Tell me what your favorite song is. Tell me what your least favorite song is. And just enjoy, man. And yeah. Until next time, I'll sign off as I used to do on my mixtapes. Until next time, Acoustics, and I'm out. Peace.